Good evening, good morning, or good night, depending on where you are. Welcome back to the Fan Fliction Podcast, the podcast that's writing Hollywood's next blockbuster, one podcast at a time. Tonight, we are going to continue writing our big Star Wars cross the galaxy treasure hunt script. We haven't got a name yet. Maybe we'll work on that later. Probably not. We don't.
Harry Potter and the Lightsaber of Destiny.
That sounds no. But so welcome to this. Yeah. So whose voice did you hear? Because you've never heard that voice before. That's right. Everybody, welcome back, Brandon. Yay. Woo.
Yay.
Welcome back. He was never here to begin with.
I was here. You just didn't
No,
put the episodes
here
with me there.
Yeah. He was on our bonus beginning episodes that we'll release down the road, maybe.
I was parenting. I was being a good daddy.
He was. Real life comes first. Well, so I guess let's just do these weird, awkward introductions. I am, of course, Drew, your nothing, and that's Brandon. We've heard from him, and we have our lovely token female, Jess. Jess, how are you today?
I'm here to make sure we all pass the Bechdel test. That's what I'm here for.
That's right. We needed a non-penis to write women's stories because me and Brandon do not understand them.
What'd you say about penis?
Well, that he gets, of course. But we are not alone tonight. We are joined by Saunya from, what's the name of that podcast again, Jess?
Opinionated Lushes?
That's right. From Opinionated Lushes. I can't spell it or remember it, apparently. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I remember it. I just wanted to make a joke.
No,
So
you didn't.
Oh, shut up. How are you tonight, Saunya?
Hi. And I'm pretty sure if you're worried about not having too many penises, Jessica has the biggest one I've ever seen. So you might want to get in somebody else.
Job because of the lack of.
Oh,
don't
I see.
tell.
I'm sorry.
Is there a Canadian translation I'm not aware of? That penis
It's just
means...
our metaphorical penises.
Oh, okay. Metaphorical penis.
It will knock you out. Just my black eyes.
Tends to be a problem.
All righty then. Okay. Okay. Wow, we're starting off hot. All right. Well, so Saunya, I've been told you kind of actually know Star Wars.
A little bit, not to be put on the spot or anything. Yeah.
You know about the Star Wars, yeah? You know.
I know what it is.
Well,
it's the one with Jean-Luc Picard and her.
Yeah, the bald guy.
Yeah. Well, works for me. Okay. So I think tonight we're going to go back and work fleshing out our beginning a little bit. We got the bare bones last week. We've got our Jedi Knight Mal Chemek and his yet to be named Padawan finding a cave and going in and getting shot at, and that's kind of where we left off. But
you got some cliff notes. I remember half of this stuff now.
If only you would have listened to it.
I did with 30% of my attention span.
It's okay. Well,
I remember I made a Wookiee. Where's my Wookiee at?
Well, we haven't met.
we
haven't met Birdjar.
I made two damn things for this podcast. They've already been written out. I'm done. I didn't hear anything about Octu, and I didn't hear anything about my basic speaking Wookiee.
Well, we haven't met the basic speaking Wookiee yet, and I was actually, once we get to this, I was going to see if maybe you thought this planet we start on could be Octu.
Of course it's Octu.
Okay, so we will change Planet X to Octu. That's our first change.
Octu. There we go. Already better.
Did I spell it right?
AHCH hyphen TO.
Hyphen TO.
Unless we're just gonna do Hoktua.
No, we're not. See, that's the whole reason last week I knew you wanted to, I was going to let you come in and make the Hoktua jokes.
You've got to clip that in when you edit this. Just like put a little bit of an edit in it.
Okay,
Just put the clip in there.
I'll put the clip in there.
It's a
Hold
planet mostly covered in water, with numerous rocky islands blanketed with green trees located in the unknown regions.
Like, no, it's not.
What?
We have to have a cave here.
Yeah, we have a
for it to
cave.
make sense.
It has rocky islands blanketed with green trees, so one could argue there's a cave on a rocky island.
That's okay. That brings us to the change I wanted to make. Like in the very first action part, we have it that it lands on the edge of a field. Why would they land on the edge of the field and then walk all day? They could just land closer. Make sense?
So are they gonna land in a forest or just land right in front of the cave? Like, what do you?
How about
my thought?
Okay, so you got to remember this is if you're not putting two and together, this is the planet that Luke was on in episode 7 and 8. So it's lots of rocky mountains and stuff. So like, why didn't the Millennium Falcon land right beside of Luke and she just walk over there? She climbed a whole damn mountain for 5 minutes in the end of the episode 7.
Yeah, they come down on a small spaceship, which says somewhere, small spaceship. A small spaceship flies down to the planet. What I'm thinking is that they're going to land to the edge of the forest and walk through the forest to get to the cave.
That works.
Makes sense.
So begin walking.
Sure.
So the spaceship lands softly next to a forest
of green trees.
You smelled forest like run forest.
Sorry, that's the yeah.
No, they landed next to Forrest and he immediately offered them some chocolates.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
He's a good host.
My mom always said stupid is.
All right, so then we need to change Mal on the Padawan. Begin walking through the woods. And there's a reason I want to do that too, because I thought of something else and I want to run
They're
it by.
Attacked by a monster.
Not yet.
Alien.
Okay. Here we go. Right here, this whole sequence. Master, do you think I'm ready to face the trials? Not yet. My apprentice, you still have much to learn from the living force. Impatiently, how much longer will that take, Master? And the two Jedi stop walking. Mal turns to the Padawans and knowingly says, patience. Here's where Padawan nods his head in reluctant understanding. And or we already put that the Padawan turns away first and leaves Mal standing at his back. Here's what I'm thinking. Brandon, do you remember the scene from episode 3 where Obi-Wan and Anakin last meet as friends? You know what I'm talking about?
Is that when Obi-Wan goes to fight Grievous on Utapau?
Yeah, right before he leaves, he's on like that train car thing, and he's completely, like the lights shining down on him, and they show Anakin, and he's standing in a shadow. Have you never noticed?
I remember that part.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, if you watch that scene, Anakin is completely standing in a shadow. Obi-Wan is fully bathed in light, and I thought we could recreate that here. So it's midday, you're walking through the forest, we could have like glaring light coming down in spots, and we have Mal Chemek standing fully in the light, and then the Padawan turns around and walks into the shadow.
Yeah, let me watch the scene.
Do it
up.
I got it pulled up. Get typing.
Get the typing. So the Padawan
click.
Okay, so they're on a walkway. They're walking past a walkway that's overlooking a starport. They're both in a shaded walkway. They turn and look at each other. Here, I'll turn the audio on if you want to hear it.
No, not really. It's just not that I don't want to hear it. It's just copyright.
You're allowed 30 seconds of it.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No.
Disney is litigious.
Listen, you're allowed 30 seconds of
Seriously.
copyright law. I have to teach a class on this over the summer. You shush.
You just have to transform what you are using.
Yeah, you can't repost the entire thing unedited over 30 seconds.
Okay.
You can use clips, I promise.
Okay.
Fair use.
Yeah, they're both in the shade, and then and then Obi-Wan walks out into the ramp, and he's in the light,
Yeah.
and Anakin's still under the breezeway in the shade. I feel like that's a stretch for some kind of foreshadowing, but whatever.
Well, this one's gonna be Malcolm X already in the light, and the Padawan's gonna walk into the darkness.
So we need to change
So,
exterior grass.
It's gonna be like more foreshadowy. It's like he's making a choice.
It's gonna be foreshadowy with him going into the shadow.
Yeah.
Saunya doesn't know the twist, I don't think.
Who doesn't know the twist?
What the twist?
Did you, Saunya, listen to a last episode? I did.
Listen, you gave me the link. And I was like, yes, I really need to listen to this. But I haven't. So
that's fine.
It's okay. It's okay. Jess didn't either.
What, you sent it to me yesterday, right?
It's no big worry.
The other day, yeah.
Hey,
when it went live.
Hey, Drew.
Yes, Brandon.
I listened to it.
I know. Thank you.
Well,
you're welcome.
Okay, for those that did listen.
Did you hear your voice?
For those that did.
I did not hear my voice.
For those that did listen, do we want to explain to Saunya why the Padawan is so significant?
Yeah, that's fine. The Padawan in this scene is going to die. I don't know why. Yeah.
Quotations. Okay.
Yeah, he's here. There we go. He's going to die and come back as our big bad guy later in the movie.
Okay.
Speaking of that plot point, I just want to bring something to the attention of everyone here. Drew, I know this piece of Star Wars media isn't your favorite, and I honestly haven't finished either, but I'm pretty sure we're 100% ripping off the bad guy from Acolyte right now because it's the same thing.
Oh, I never finished Acolyte, so this is purely coincidental. Then
I figured that was the case, but like the dude in the smiley helmet,
yeah,
he's a supposed dead Padawan of the Lady Jedi from Acolyte.
Oh,
ours is different,
and it involves your favorite Sith too.
Is it Jason from
Plagueis?
The Good Place?
Yeah, Plagueis is hinted at, and if I'm not mistaken, they kind of show him too.
Well, hey, guess what?
Wrong on that one.
Guess what? Just got thrown out of canon, so doesn't matter.
It's not out of canon. They just canceled season 2,
which means it'll be off Disney Plus in 2 weeks, just like they did Willow. Bring Willow back. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't care. Don't.
I just wanted to throw that out there. So I know that you're not Acolyte because I know you've never watched it, but
no, I watched the beginning, never finished it. So this is all purely coincidental, and it's not like it's.
I don't think you even got to Smiley then.
I saw like a glimpse of him, and like I got 3 episodes in, just ran. I just didn't have time to watch it, so not a big deal. Back to the script. Okay, so walking through the woods, blah blah blah. I changed exterior edge of forest. Nods head, walks away in reluctant understanding. Or nods, turns away first, leaves Mal staring at his back. Mal is come. I really gotta learn to spell the word completely.
Calm.
I'm only 40 and I can't do it. So
it's why you have spell check, right? Like,
thank God, because I would be lost without it. Completely bathed in the light coming through the trees, and Padawan is standing or walks into the shadows.
So I walk through the shadow of the valley of death.
I don't only know the Weird Al version.
As I walk through the valley where I harvest my grain.
Yeah.
I take a look at my wife and realize she's
version.
mighty plain. Sorry, I could probably.
I know the Bible version. I got that one down.
Speaking of Weird Al, go back and listen to last week's episode with our guest Lauren from the Weird Al podcast. Nice
Okay,
talk.
are you guys saying beer?
Yes,
Owl?
Beard
or...
Owl.
The Beard
okay.
Owl podcast. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Beer. All right. Anyway, so that was one of the changes I wanted to make. The next one, and I want to. All right, let's pause this, and we'll go back to a face discussion here. I know we spent a lot of time taking this Padawan and trying to make him, foreshadow the turn and not being bad. But I got to thinking and listen, because I listened to the episode a couple times because I have 6 hours a day in my car to do whatever the heck I wanted to. So it's awesome.
Jealous.
Yeah. But I'm afraid if we turn him too much of whiny, incompetent, not petulant, that when he dies, it's going to be like, oh, thank God. Like, we're not going to
make him semi-likable before.
Yeah, we got to make him somewhat likable, so we'll give a damn about his death.
Or at least in all shucks.
Yeah, because I mean, if he comes back, everybody hates him, and he comes back, then everybody's like, oh, crap, this guy again. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Syndrome from The Incredibles.
Comparing like kids movies.
I mean, that's a perfect movie, so don't start with
What
that.
I'm saying is no one liked the character before he was Syndrome. Everyone hated him when he was a kid, and then he comes back as the villain.
Well, that kind of worked that way though, because you needed to hate him, and he was supposed to be annoying. That way, he wouldn't. Anyway, but I'm not getting into. We're not talking about the greatest.
Incredibles,
Incredibles 3's under production, but anywho.
Oops.
Okay. So I mean, like here we have the scene. I like that he's a little impatient, but the one where, like at the end, where we're having him be afraid. I think we could definitely do that, because I got to thinking, yeah, he needs to be afraid.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling to scroll. I need to stop.
Maybe instead of just having him scroll down a little bit. A hair more. All right, right there. So maybe where he says, how much longer will that take? And he just says patience, and he nods and walks away. I don't know, having him say recant something, like how Obi-Wan and Anakin always like, oh, remember that time I saved you from the saber-toothed butt tigers on the bar? They would have some kind of story that like
I don't like this line. That's one thing. I don't like it, but I don't know exactly what to put in there. I'm definitely okay of taking that line out.
Yeah.
What if it's just not master again? Because he just says it, the line right before, and then the next sentence has master again. Maybe that's why it feels weird.
What if he just sighs openly?
Rolls his eye like a normal young person.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, because we again want him likable. But I mean, just literally just sighs, just not yet. You still have much to learn.
Yeah.
Then he's patience. And then he's like, okay.
Oh. Sure.
Subtle, but impatiently.
I don't know. If you want him to be likable, he's got to say something, because it's hard to like someone who you don't hear talk.
Well,
I'm trying to think. So I have much to learn from the living force.
Also think I do think we need to change this line right here. Do you think I'm ready to face the trials? I think you need to say I think I'm ready, because that will really bring back the ready for the trials line. Are you?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't
assertive.
Because he did ask. He didn't say, but if he says it, it really brings that line. So how about I think that I'm ready to face the trials.
Master, comma, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, should it be master, comma? Like,
No, we're going to get rid of Master Comma.
Just get rid of master altogether.
Yeah.
Or should we get rid of it?
Because
Or should we leave it?
they definitely spam the master like Padawans do. Like there's that, was it episode 2, I think? Like Obi-Wan's like listing off a bunch of things, like tirading, and he's like, "Yes, master. I understand, master."
Well, there we go.
Okay, master.
Master, I think I'm ready to face the trials. There we go. But I still don't like this line. How much longer will that take?
Well, how would he respond if he's likable?
You still have much to learn of the living force. Like, I don't know, maybe like asking, like, what? I've already learned so much. Or have something happen, maybe. Like he says, like what? I've learned all that I can from you. And then like something like falls or swings at him or something, and his master like blocks it or deflects it somehow or stops it with the force. And he's like that, my young Padawan.
We've already got that. Because he goes to move the boulder and can't. And
could he like make a joke? Do Padawans make jokes?
Yes.
Because like, could he be like, maybe you're running out of things to teach me?
It's like teasingly.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Just like he's like, you still have much to learn from living force. Like, oh, well, maybe you're running out of things to teach me, or something along those lines.
I can see that. Let's try that.
Trying to make him likable.
Yeah, like being cocky. Like, how would you write that as you're expressing yourself? Like, it's not impatiently.
But yeah, I'll change that.
Teasingly. Like,
yeah.
Sounds like you're out of things to teach me.
And then you can put like teasingly instead of impatiently.
Like do like a wink.
Yeah, huh? Because you're old.
Have we ever seen someone wink like that in Star Wars? I'm trying to think. Like
having fun? Yeah.
I just realized I did that. Nobody could see my face.
There's no fun in Star Wars.
No, I mean, there's fun, but with the wink.
Your sensor is still open.
See. Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Luke winks at C-3PO.
There we go.
He winks at a robot?
Oh yeah, because he's walking like through the resistance base. He's like,
will robots register winks?
Padawan winks at Mao.
They have simulated intelligence. So,
but if they're not regularly getting winked at,
okay, so I don't think he's going to.
I feel like Yoda winks all the time. Like,
he just blinks one eye at a time.
Puppet Yoda can't help it.
It's like decrepitly old, but he's like, oh wait, I gotta do the other one.
He's just always flirting. He's actually just a big creep. Okay. Might they stop?
Well, I'm trying to think. If he does that a joke, the word patience I mean that doesn't mean
I feel like he still might say patience. Like he might like just shake his head and say patience because like,
well, I guess
maybe Mal Chemek stops walking. Like not the Padawan. Like the Padawan might stop after him, but he stops walking and he's like he does the patience, like because he knows he's just doing joke stuff.
Yeah,
it's like he's like
Mal stops.
Like he's showing that like I get you're joking, but this is still kind of like a serious thing. It's the trials guy.
Yeah.
Turns around. Then he just says patience.
Yeah.
Nods his head in reluctant understanding. Turns away first and leaves Mao standing in his back. There we go. Fade out. Okay. That seems to work. And I like the next scene. I think, well, I've got so the next scene where they come to the mouth of the cave. It's covered by a mossy boulder, and the Padawan immediately tries to move it. What if? Because I mean, he's out in the field. We said he's going to be what, like 17, 18 at this point. You know, almost ready to face the trials. At this point, I think he should be able to move a small boulder with the force. What if
This is a big boulder? No, okay, continue.
Size matters not.
size matters not? Judge me by my size, do you? Just like every ex-girlfriend. Yes. So my thinking was, what? Let's do face again. What if the shot is that he walks up and immediately tries to move the boulder, but then we see right behind him as he's trying to move it, Malchamek just kind of has his hand here, moving it in the opposite direction, and he turns around and realizes what's going on. So it kind of shows that playful side to both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, little cheekiness. I like that. Yeah.
Little funny before we get to the dying.
Like Mal teases back, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's like jokes on both of them.
So Padawan raises his arm and tries to use the force to move the boulder.
Wouldn't you be able to feel that though? Like if the force is like a connection that ties you to all things, wouldn't you feel that the dude right beside you is using the
Well,
force
that's why he turns around and immediately realizes what's going on.
But he's still like
Okay.
really young, right? Like I don't think he's like mastered what all the forces are. Like he's like, I don't think
Someone's touching my force!
yeah, like crossing streams. I don't think he realizes quite that yet. Being like a Padawan, I feel like that's
Mal is standing behind him and motioning with his hand in the opposite direction, keeping the boulder from moving. So let's delete this whole sentence and we'll figure it out. So that's when he says, "Ready for the trials, are you?" And let's enter down. So we don't need this whole paragraph. We'll fix it here in a second. So ready for the trials, are you? So then what? Padawan turns around. Padawan turns around, sensing that something is amiss.
And he says, "I felt that, master."
Yeah. He sees Mal. I really need to learn to type. Mal's hand raised. All right, so this would be Padawan. So what does he say here?
I felt that, master. Or I sensed that, master. I know you did that.
I sense that, master. Is this
Very funny.
one of those things you have left to teach me? How about this? Oh, I got it.
Oh.
Malchamek. Yes.
He walks away.
It's called humility. Mal strolls into the cave, leaving the Padawan standing and staring.
by
he
a
move
river of lava.
Did
Yeah.
they move the boulder?
That's true. Yeah, we haven't moved the boulder yet, have we?
No, there's just the little jokey joke.
So sees Mal's hand raised. Mal drops his hand and the Padawan easily moves the boulder. Good call. Good call.
Huzzah.
Are we good with that? Yes, it's called humility.
Yeah.
How about he says it?
It's called being a dork.
Whoopsie, wrong. How about he says it like while smiling?
With
Yeah.
a cheeky grin on his face.
You shit-eating grin where it's like on the side, like
Did you say shit-eating grin?
yeah, like that's like a whole type of grin.
Have you never heard that before, Jess?
No.
It's just like mostly off on one side kind of grin. Like it's just like a not like a full
How have
smile.
you never heard of that
It's
before?
like, your mouth is full of shit on one side, so you can only smile on the other. Like it's
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Are you the person eating shit and that's why that's your grin? Or are
Yes.
someone eating your shit and that's why you're smiling? Like, which is it?
you're the shit eater. That's why it's a shit eating grin.
I always associated it to like, I don't know, kind of like a dog that just ate shit and it's not supposed to. And
Yeah,
it's
like gives
he
you a
knows
look.
he did something wrong and he's like, yeah.
Good luck guessing what it is, but you can smell it. Like
I'm gonna lick you in the face later.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
while we're on this
Learn
tangent,
something new
random
every
piece of
day.
info, I was only half right about the copyright thing. That only applies to educational. So
We're learning.
There you go.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We're teaching things. So you were teaching about the
Exact-
copyright. So
I've
like
got
that
a
was
teaching
educational.
degree.
Yeah.
I've been.
if I hold up my teacher ID the entire time, does that make it okay?
Yes. I mean, we got
BRB.
what?
I was gonna go. Never mind. I was gonna go get the teaching ID because you said yes.
Oh, I thought you just had it on you. You should at all times.
Yeah, I just keep it with me all the time at home and say, "Hey, honey, shut up. I'm the teacher here, right?"
You pull it out
Not
like
if you want to live.
Paige, who's in charge, son? Right?
Now that
like,
one, yeah, you get away with that one.
like an FBI badge, like and
Yeah, because I could see your wife going, Brandon, take out the trash. Nope, I'm the teacher.
Nope, that's Cage's job.
Oh, all right. So speaking, okay. Oh, okay. So, all right. So they get into the cave, and then the farther they go along, the more it becomes like a corridor that you could tell is man-made. We went over that last week.
Man-made or Wookiee-made? We still have a Wookiee to introduce. I just want to
we're not
keep
gonna
reminding.
we're not gonna blow our wad at the beginning and introduce the Wookiee for right off.
You can blow your wad as many times as you want.
It's a flashback.
Wow, this is a flashback. We don't want him 10 years ago.
Why not? They have longevity. Chewbacca barely aged in what, 9 movies?
He had wrinkles. You just couldn't see them under all the fur.
Yeah, that's one of the best Star Wars memes ever. When it says, if you realize how long Wookiees live, that Han Solo was just Chewbacca's 4th pet. Oh,
Now I'm gonna Google this now.
what, that meme?
No, how long Wookiees live?
Hundreds of years. All right. What was I going to say?
Hi.
Oh, so they get there.
400 years.
All right. You heard last week, Brandon, that this in my head is like a combination of the ball rolling in Raiders of the Lost Ark and the trench scene from A New Hope, kind of mashed into one.
Yes.
But instead of a ball rolling, the platforms all kind of squeeze together and they have to run down all while being shot at.
It makes me think more of the Death Star trash compactor.
That was another one I mentioned. Yeah. And I think, going back to what you said earlier, that you said, this is kind of like copying Acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
Also realized this is almost a direct shot for shot remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark beginning with Star Wars.
We're very creative, guys.
It wasn't
he's
in
not
my
with anyone in that, is he? He's by himself until
he goes in there with two other people.
Oh yeah, and then he's like, "Throw me the whip." Okay, yeah,
yeah. The one guy throw me. Yeah, maybe it's just one. Or no, what the first guy runs. He gets scared and turns around and just leaves.
He's like the tour guide or some crap.
Yeah. Then the second guy's like, "Throw me the whip," and then he turns around and he's spiked. But yeah, I realized that was totally unintentional.
Was it? You described as Indiana Jones in space.
Well, yes. We'll put it as subconsciously I did that. But still, it works.
All right.
You think Indiana Jones is the first movie to ever walk into a mysterious cave for a treasure?
Yes.
No. Yeah, very first one.
We'll make a deal.
Spielberg is totally original.
No snakes in this movie. That way,
pretty sure the dinosaurs did it first.
Yeah,
they told
Simpsons
him a story.
did it.
Yeah,
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it.
But I'm pretty sure Family Guy did it because they copy everything.
There was that Bruce Wayne feller too.
Yeah, who's he? Anywho, all right. So this one, they're starting to get shot at. They take off running. Here's the part where we left off last week because I have no idea what to do with the dialogue here. The Padawan shouting in fear, "Master, what do we do? How do we get out of here?" I really do think we need to add the words "I'm scared" here. He needs to be afraid.
Can you scroll up a little bit so I can read it?
I feel like he's saying it as afraid.
Yeah, like if he's like, "Holy shit, like what do we do here?" Like that's pretty, it's like, I'm scared. Like you don't have to be like, "I'm afraid," but
well,
yeah, I don't think you need to like say it out loud because I feel like the actor will be able to convey what do we do, how do we get out of here, very like they're scared.
Okay.
In my opinion, versus just like saying it. Like I find it almost like seems less scary.
I know.
I'm scared.
In the next line, I know Lauren didn't like it, but she's not here, so I like the phrase, and there's a reason for this. Instead of "we have trained for this," trust in the Force. And
maybe calm your mind, trust in the Force.
Well, let's just go trust in the Force now because I want to tell you why.
Okay.
I want him to be, well, maybe not here. Maybe we'll do something else here, but I do want the last words Chemek says to Padawan being trust in the Force. That way, when they meet and later in the movie and he does the big unmasking, he'll say something like, "You don't know who I am? Maybe you just need to trust in the Force." Pops off mask. Oh, bum, bum, bum.
There you go. Perfect. That's his trauma.
Yeah, he trusted in the Force and now he got like,
and then he almost died. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fair.
Yeah. Like, fuck your Force.
I need that on like a coffee mug.
Well, let's also not forget Sith don't like disregard the Force. They still revere the Force as much as a Jedi does. It's just they use it in a different way than Jedi do.
Yeah, but they're saying fuck your Force, like not my Force, just yours.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to be a Sith. So
he's a Force user.
Yeah, but he's not going to be a Sith.
Not a Sith, but a Dark Jedi. I mean, he still uses the Force and practices.
They're called Force users?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
someone
dirty.
with the ability to use the Force is called a Force user.
Force user, you.
See, I don't like it either. Every time I think of it, I think of
Well, I mean, it's the best all-encompassing term
Never
you
mind.
can, because there's lots of people that use the Force that aren't Jedi, Sith, or Dark Jedi. That have
Oh
nothing
yeah,
to do with
we
Jedi.
love like inclusivity in language.
Oh,
Yeah.
every
So
time,
love it, living for it.
every time I hear the
Living
word
for-
Force user, I just think of Bill Cosby.
Oh, now it's ruined.
Wait. I got this. Hang on. Somewhere. Give me a sec. I promise. I need to organize these better. There it is. There.
Yeah, I didn't hear
Perfect.
Didn't hear
God
it.
dang it.
it. Yeah,
I hate this.
yeah, me too.
Every once in a while it works.
All right, so what's he gonna say here?
Calm your mind. Trust in the Force. I got this, bro.
Calm your mind and trust. No, and
Just
remember
calm your mind, comma.
remember your training.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted him to say trust in the Force.
Not he. I want him to that to be the last thing he says to him before he dies. I mean, are we
Okay,
ready
well,
for
let's
that?
remember they're running in this conversation here. So they're going to use not a lot of words, probably.
Well, I mean, we've seen like lightsaber battles with full conversations, so it's possible.
It's usually when they
How
stop.
the kids
mid-
doing? Oh, you
like-
been to the zoo lately? They got a nice Wookiee display.
Yeah, a lot of the conversations usually when it's swordplay is when they like stop mid like for a second while they're struggling, and then they like verbal jabs like I banged your mom, and then they go back to a few like this, and then like it's
Mom's a Rhodian.
Whoops, wrong button.
Was it?
Yes, it sure was.
Unless they like train like Beyonce, where they're like on the treadmill, like singing while running, so they can like have their cardio and their vocal top notch.
Trust the Force.
Yeah.
They have
Is
to
that
sing
is
the
now a
Imperial
musical?
March.
Ugh.
Does that have lyrics?
The Imperial March, no, but it is canonically in the Star Wars universe now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebels. I was watching that episode 3 days ago.
It's probably my favorite episode because it makes the Imperial March canonical.
And it's not even like the version you're used to hearing either.
Right, but now I can totally 100% justify the idea that one of the buttons on Darth Vader's life support pack plays the Imperial March for when he walks into a room.
That's my headcanon now. Yep.
Does he know he's playing that song? Yeah, just shut up, or he'll choke you. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
All right. So, okay. So, so they're getting shot at. What happens now?
Is there some place they're like in cover? Why is they're being shot and having this conversation? Just like
That's what I'm asking. They're just
I don't- it
running.
just-
They're like,
I mean, it
calm
just
your
seems-
mind. like, okay.
Well, are they? So wait, are they running? They begin running back out the way they came. I feel like maybe have the droids come up and start shooting first. Don't have like all the booby traps activate at once. Like maybe have the droids come up and they're like back to back deflecting, and that way they can talk because they're back to back.
Okay.
And then maybe the platforms start falling and they can run. So that way you have a chance for them to have that conversation. Because if they're being shot at, they're deflecting and they're running from falling platforms and they're talking. I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, because we haven't even put the platforms getting to squeeze in yet, so we don't even have to do that yet. So yeah, that's a good point. So what you said, standing back to back?
Yeah, like back to back deflecting laser bolts.
The good build up too. Like if things are slowly getting worse before they get out, you know.
Deflecting blaster bolts.
Tension.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe they deflect the bolts back at all the droids, and once the droids are taken out, it triggers the next step of the booby trap.
Good point. So we can do that. Jedi take out all of the droids, and then
The sound of engaging mechanisms can be heard.
Well, I was going to say
throughout the
they
cave.
disengage their lightsabers.
Oh, you mean turn off?
Yeah, you can use simple language. This isn't the script. Like their words.
Disengage is a small word to
You have
somebody.
to you have to do
somebody.
that, like in D&D. Like you can't just leave. You have to like disengage from battle, or you get a hit, a free
Switch
hit.
off.
Turn off
They
their lightsabers
deactivate.
and look at each other.
Passionately.
No, last week we already had them holding hands.
That's
Alright,
the next script.
Who talks first?
Padawan. He's the scared one.
What does he say?
Jeez, Williger, mister.
Holy rusted metal, Batman.
No, wait, no.
Do they think they're safe here?
I'd say, yeah, they think
He says, I was almost scared there for a minute, and then like the floor like jostles under them, and you get the oh shit face.
maybe not that slapsticky.
Well, we can always just like move on and just leave that line blank. Just know that we want him to say something here.
Insert
But next
line
trap.
here.
What about what could he say here? No, we need something here because it needs to be something. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head.
I'm gonna let ChatGPT do this one.
No. No. Oh, first off, have it on action. I need dialogue. I don't know. Maybe that's just a good spot. It's to stop tonight. Let our brains rest. All right. Well, before we leave, Saunya, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun. Do you want to plug your podcast while you're here?
Sure. I do Opinionated Lushes with 2 other people. One might be Jessica.
Maybe.
We make society and culture content, a little dash of comedy, not suitable for work, wear headphones. We're available wherever you listen to your podcasts, and we have a website where you can find everything about us that you need to find out, and that's opinionatedlushes.com.
Yay!
Okay. And if you want to follow us on social medias, we are on pretty much everything at fanflictionpod, and our email is fanflictionpod@gmail.com. All right. Well,
Hey, before we wrap this up, I just want to read the line that ChatGPT gave.
hold on 1 second. So for Jess and Brandon and Saunya, tune in next week as we continue writing Hollywood's next blockbuster, one podcast at a time. Say goodbye, Brandon.
Well, that